Welcome to your Thursday, September 15th, middle of the month, and we're going to achieve fairly average temperatures, fairly average conditions moving forward from this forecast tonight. Lot to talk about, lot to anticipate as well. Looking off towards our east, you can see the Grand Mesa, not totally obscured by cloud coverage, but really enhanced by some of those lowered cloud levels. And of course, Mount Garfield. Further to the east, if you think about resort communities like Aspen, you think about Crested Butte to the south, Telluride. Further east, you also can consider Vail, Beaver Creek, Summit County resorts, and even Steamboat Springs to our north. These mountains, these upper elevations above 11,000 feet, they got some fresh snow this morning. And it's likely they'll get a little bit more tomorrow morning, possibly even Saturday morning as well, because the focus of our storms moving forward is going to be further to the north. So that means we're slowly changing seasons. Yesterday, we don't have hazardous weather right now. Yesterday, we had that flood watch in the Grizzly Creek burn scar area of Glenwood Springs, and then there was that flood warning and the subsequent safety closure courtesy of CDOT. And then, of course, there was no debris flow report, so that area was reopened. This morning in Montrose, we had reports of fog. Yep, we're getting there. We are slowly transitioning into fall. Our temperatures, though, for at least the days prior to now, were a bit on the cool side, courtesy of the rain showers. And we look at radar right now, and there's not a whole lot. There's certainly not widespread rain coverage, but we will look to the northern zones, especially along the Highway 40 corridor moving into this afternoon, the remainder of this evening, tomorrow, even Saturday, and that'll be further to the north. That's where those storms will be. You can't rule out an isolated cell popping around the area. But as far as Glenwood Springs, it's rather quiet right now. We've had some storms around Meeker and Craig. The good thing is these are not slow-moving storms, and these are not heavy downpour storms, so we don't have that massive flood threat. So we'll eliminate that from our hazards page. We did get some good rain showers coming through the Olathe earlier this afternoon, and of course Montrose recording some rain, and just outside of Whitewater we're getting some between Mesa County and Delta County. So if your commute is on Highway 50 this evening, eastbound or westbound, I think you're going to remain on the dry side of things. But hey, listen. Last night, Grand Junction unofficially recorded about an inch's worth of rain. Yesterday, we did half-inch worth of rain. Moab checking in officially with half an inch, Rifle 3/4 of an inch. So we're doing really well with our rain deficits. In fact, yesterday, Grand Junction went into the day with a 2.5-inch rain deficit. Now we're just at 1.5 inches rain deficit. So we're going to continue with these showers and thunderstorms next week. This time next week, we'll revisit the rain showers. But it's a reminder for you with the transition of seasons. We have that autumn equinox this time next week. You need to start thinking about winterizing your vehicle. Make sure you have prepared items for emergencies like extra clothing, winter gear, boots, gloves, etc., candles, snacks. You need to start thinking about that, because my personal motto is between October and May, if you travel over the mountain zones, you will encounter snow showers. But not right now. We're under the ridge of high pressure that's building to the south. We have the subtropical jet stream bulging to the north. We also have a polar jet stream that's swinging down, courtesy of a developing low pressure system, trough of low pressure off towards the Pacific Northwest. That will eventually elongate along the west coast. That'll come into play for next week's rain showers. But in the meantime, with our building ridge to the south, that means our temperatures start to warm up. That means we go from partly cloudy to mostly clear. And that means while we're not setting record temperatures, we will jump up on the Sunday and the Monday period with some of our warmer days. But as this trough of low pressure develops and continues elongating along the west coast, we'll get that squeeze play between both of these pressure features. That means wind. Wind will be in the forecast. So we eliminate the flood threat and we start to reevaluate red flag warnings with the dry conditions and the breezy conditions. So if you get a burn permit for late this weekend and early next week, you might want to hold off courtesy of those wind speeds. And with that RFW in place, you can't even use your burn permit. Right now, wind speeds about 10 miles per hour. Top wind gust of the day goes to the Montrose area with mid 35 mile per hour blast. But with that being the case, a little bit of a storm associated gust there. Moving forward, we'll see fewer storms in the southern zones, more to the north. As far as temperatures go right now, mid 70s. Now, high temperatures for the day. We're supposed to be this time of the year about 83 degrees for Grand Junction. We're supposed to be about 80, 79, 80 for Montrose. So we have achieved below average temperatures. Tomorrow we'll get to those averages. In fact, tomorrow many areas on the western slope are going to feel perfect. This is exactly how we should look for this time of the year. Now, I'm going to share the extended forecast with you during my main weather, but just so you know, while we have a great end and start to the weekend and next week, we're going to revisit those rain showers courtesy of that low pressure system I mentioned on the West Coast.